is built by 12 tribes.
Yes,
And you got to understand that we're all connected to a tribe.
that's right,
That's the part we don't preach
right.
because we like the independence of church. Because if you start dealing with the 12 tribes and your connection to it, then you kind of realize that a lot of these churches we got are unnecessary.
Okay,
And people fighting to keep the church, not because God called them. They're fighting to keep the church because the image is calling them, that they value that image. They're hungry for that image. And I'll prove it to you. Because even when they realize they're not called to it and they walk away, I'm only talking about the African American church. I don't know too much about, I've seen some other churches do something different, but the African American church stays on course. Even when they call, put your hands together as she comes down the aisle. Amen. God bless you. It's called early for something, but late for this. The African American church pastors, prophets, elders, and titles, the head church, the top titles. Now, deacon, nobody wants to be kept called, nobody wants to keep the title deacon when they slip away. But the African American church pastors that said, I can't pastor or I failed in pastoring, they don't like to use that word fail. They say, God's calling me to another season. You know, we don't like to use, nobody used the word failed. Usually don't want to give up their pastor title.
yeah,
I don't know. I got to find out how much it costs. It must be really valuable. Whatever it is, I'm not getting paid enough for it. Yeah, something's wrong. I'm not getting enough to want to fight for a title that beats me up. I just don't see. I don't understand it. We're having pastors, and I'm trying to say this without starting a war that's not even necessary. But we're having pastors that has not been successful walking around no longer as pastors but bishops. They're not even successful as pastors, but yet they want to pastor pastors. And if you really want to go biblically, if you want to, I'm getting in trouble, but if you really want to be a bishop, you shouldn't even have a church. But who am I to say we change what we want? That's what I'm saying. We're changing to fit us. And because it's fitting us, it's scattering us. It's only in where we are, where most people that are giving you counsel in relationships, most people that are giving you counsel, I'm going to use the word most, I ain't going to use the word some. Most people that are giving you counsel in relationships and trying to make a career of it has a jack-up relationship while they're teaching you.
okay,
Which simply means they can give you the wine, but they won't drink it themselves.
okay. Right.
Sometimes the best counsel is someone that been hurt by something or been through it and can sit down with you and give you the pitfalls of it. We want to idolize images of perfect relationships. I didn't say perfect relationships, I say images of perfect relationships. But if you could go home with them, you see that most things stay together because of what they get out of you. You'll get that tomorrow. Most things keep looks happy because of what they get out of you. The dangerous thing about that is if I'm teaching you how to be happy and I'm not happy, I can't show you that I'm not happy, so I can't get help to get happy. Just so a lot of those incredible couple teams need help. But who they go to? Information doesn't mean that you have it. It just means that you know it.
Right, that's the difference. There you go. Yes, yes.
See, I can give you directions to places I've never been because of what I know. But that doesn't mean I've been there.
Right, there you go. Sure.
Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
And a lot of us God's going to open our eyes, not to open it to be bitter, but to open our eyes to understand that we're pulling on things that really need help. This sounds crazy. Everybody that come to church looking nice ain't always wealthy.
Amen. Very true. Yeah.
I value the couple that puts it out there help than I value the couple that says all is well, and then you wonder why they broke up, why they cheated. Why? You see, help, you got it. You can't disperse. This is not the season to disperse. This is not the season to call in the towel. It's not in the season. This is not the season to call in the towel. You're too close to the end of the race to receive a reward, to stop running because you don't like the pressure. Just, that's like quitting your job, and that's like quitting your job 2 days before you retire. You ready to get everything that you work for, and you get mad and quit your job just before you retire. That's just something that don't make sense for some reason in 2019 is practical. That's the truth. It's just practical, and just and we gotta know that. And I think I understand. I think I understand why there's such a pulling and such a tear in the family, and God is mending it. He's mending it. So why it was such a tear in ministry, and God is mending it? Why is it such a tear in this personal relationships, not intimate, but just relationships? Yeah. And in some of them, God is mending it. Mm-hmm. I think the challenge that we have is that we can want something so bad that when we get it, we lose cherishing it. That's good. That's good. And when you don't cherish it, you take advantage of it. Okay. I think that God is trying to get us back to cherishing individuals. See, when I cherish you, even when you give me something that doesn't value me, I don't offend you because I don't want you to be hurt by what I do to you.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But I think the reason why couples are warring is because they're lost. They didn't lose love. They lost the value to cherish one another.
Yes. Okay.
And when you cherish something, you keep it separate but close to you. It means you don't let it be a part of everything of your life. See, I remember when people cherished their church. And it didn't matter how rough or how happy or how messed up the church may have been, because everything goes through seasons.
Yeah.
They weren't leaving their church. That's their church. Matter of fact, they would get sick and be home for 6 months. And when they do that death, they ready to die, they say, take me back to my church. I want Bishop so-and-so to preach my funeral. I want that Becky to sing that song. And but now this new church, if you're missing for 6 months, sick or choice, we cut you off immediately. You're not a part of it anymore. I got a rule here. You're always a part till you send the letter. You don't get me fired for thinking you gone. I saw a young lady in Walmart yesterday. She walked up to me. She had some three beautiful sons. I didn't see him. Well, she real short. Y'all, if I said her name, y'all would know who she was. And she's working. She said she's been working. We ain't see her so long. And I said, you know you still a part of the church. She said, I ain't going nowhere. I said, we ain't seen you nowhere. I said, you still there. Amen. I said, come on back home. Because, until I get that letter saying, depart from me. So there's some people that think they're gone. I'm still their pastor. They illegal. Wherever they at, they illegal. I'm still their pastor. They didn't release me. You got to be released. You can't just volunteer. I'm a pastor. You didn't volunteer to leave. I can't quit. It's a lifestyle. And see, I think when pastors stop being offended by children's immaturity, then you understand that pastoring is like parenting. You can't quit it. You just got to let them advance. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Then you're mature quicker. I'm not saying you don't get hurt. Like a parent, you get hurt. But you still make sure they're eating right. Amen. I don't know about unconditional. Somebody said unconditional. I'm going to swing back a little bit every now and then. But I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I just thank God that I'm not a quitter. I might not be the best in everything I do. And I know I'm not liked in everything I do. But I'm not a quitter. It means that I can be with you in the sunshine. But if it rains, I'm going to be there too. I'm just not a quitter. I'm just not a quitter. And I know how to put things aside to deal with the problem. See, you got to understand, if you don't know how to mature to put things aside to deal with the problem, then what's aside would affect how you handle the problem. So you got to be there for people. You have to advance yourself to people. You have to stretch yourself to people. Why? Because God is giving you the ability to do it. God is giving you the ability to do it. Never be strong in something and refuse to release it because you're offended. When God gives you the ability to do something, do it. Don't care about the woman. The woman was Jesus was at the party. She had the ability to wash his hair. She had the ability to wipe his feet with her tears and all. She had the ability. So she did not care about the audience. Most of us wants to do more for people, but we keep looking at the audience. And you got to stop worrying about the audience. And then and I've learned something. I've learned this before I was a pastor. Do it without expectations of a return.
That is excellent, Pastor.
You got to do it without expectation. Well, you trying to say you never cut people off? Oh, yes, I have cut people off. I don't want you to think, don't get it twisted. I have cut people off. But I've cut them off because they affected my blood. Amen. What I'm trying to say. The most people I've cut off in my life has been family. Yeah, you're going to get that tomorrow. Because I can't choose them.
That's right. Right. That's right.
I can't choose them. And because I can't choose them, they should be the last people to affect me in my walk. Because we're bonded. So I have to close doors on them so I can breathe. Y'all get that tomorrow. If you don't close doors on them to breathe, then they will judge you on your assignment because they think your name forces you to serve them before you serve God.
There you go. Yes. All right. Excellent.
Oh, you supposed to be a Christian. Yeah, but you knew that when I supposed to be your brother too, but it ain't working out right now. No, not my brother's tight, but I'm just giving an example. Let's get into the word. It's not time to scatter. I want to show you because I think God has gave everyone an incredible gift, and I think that people got to wake up in the middle of the day though. God has given everybody an incredible gift, and I think the challenge with our gift, Angie, I think the challenge that we have with our gift is that we think that no one else has it better than us.
Okay.
So it makes it hard for us to work together when your gift slides into other people's gifts.
Yeah.
And you don't want to reason.
Yes.
I guess I'm built made different. I could never understand why we're here trying to do the same thing and can't get it done.
Yeah.
Just, and everybody want to quit because I thought we all supposed to do the same thing. And I realized that what it is, you want what you know or what you do to be priority over what everybody else knows.
Yes.
And women do it a whole lot. Oh, Lord, I got two sleeping men over there. He praying in the corner. Women do it a whole lot. When they can't get it, even y'all do it with each other. Y'all use a little bit of witchcraft to get what you want done. See, so the challenge about y'all with the witchcraft, I don't care, send me letters. The challenge about the word witchcraft is that sometimes you can use something and don't know you're using it.
Yeah.
And y'all will curb words to make sure it goes your way. You'll be passionate about the belief, and if you control it, you won't share it. Yeah, I know it's quick. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I don't know how you're gonna make it home, but you said it. And I've seen it, and I have a right to say this because I've seen it in ministry.
Okay.
I've seen it in ministry. And this is how you know that a little witchcraft is involved in it. You get 3 to 4 people, they're working on a project. The project becomes a success, but the people don't like each other working in it. They liked each other when they started, and then they can't speak to each other when it ends. And see, women take sides. They don't take purpose. Most women, I'm going to say all women. Don't send me an all women letter. But most women take sides, watch this, before they take purpose. And they call the side they take purpose.
Okay.
So you got 5 women working together before the journey. They talk about, we just click better. No, you're there for the purpose,
Yes.
but you created a clique.
Yeah.
Now, these people always agreeing, and these people always fighting. That's because they control it. I'm telling you. And when you're in charge, or when you have that power, you don't have to be always not in charge, but to have the power. You never want to let it go. You never want to let it go until something greater comes upon you and puts you in check and make you feel like you're going to, if you don't let it go, you lose everything around it.
Okay.
So that's when the pastor comes in, and all of a sudden, he said, well, if y'all can't get it together, I'm going to shut it down. Then all of a sudden, y'all want to work together. All of a sudden, you can let some things come in that you wouldn't let come in 2 weeks ago. And you say stuff like, well, I didn't want it to fail. Well, if you keep it up to date, everybody knowing everything, it won't fail. You kept it to yourself for 2 weeks before the event, and you gave them a 30-day job in 2 weeks. So they tell you, well, you do it. Well, I already done it. I took it upon myself in the name of the Lord. And this is not a ladies' night out thing, so we're going to leave that alone. Because I don't want you to stop. That's not what I'm teaching on ladies' night out either. I want y'all to come ladies' night out. It's going to be hot. It's going to be life-changing. Life-changing, especially anybody that's hungry to have success and more. It's going to be life-changing.
Yes.
Romans 12:1 says this. Read.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God.
Look at your neighbor and say, sometimes you got to plead. Sometimes you got to ask people passionately. Thank you. Cut my hair. You have to get to a place where you are passionate. Listen to me, y'all, about the right thing, and silent about your opinion. Most of us, I'm just going to speak from my experience. In my experience, it's not everybody's experience. The best Christian to work with in the body of Christ is a new one. It's the best one in the world. Give me a new team, give me some new people, and I'll get the whole wall painted. Give me 2 seasoned deacons, and we'll have a problem what date we're going to get it done. That's just the truth. They got a problem on what, can we do it Thursday? Can't do it Thursday. Can we do it Friday? Can't do it Friday. I can do it Saturday, but I can't do it till Monday. You get 3 brand new Christians, Can we do it Monday? What time you want it done? I'll take off. We're going to get it done. I'll stay late. Look, let's see, because ain't nobody in here babies. So this is not a good crowd to talk this about. Everybody got their schedule. How you have a schedule and God's not included? I wonder how many, I just throw a curve. I wonder how many people have on their calendar Sunday. You know, you got what you do Monday, you got your schedule for Tuesday, but how many got on their calendar Sunday? This is my schedule for Sunday. This is my life for Sunday. Because if you really had God on your schedule, then you wouldn't change your schedule on Sunday. See, we don't like to be confronted with stuff we want people to do for us. Let's read.
That you present your bodies a living
This
sacrifice,
is good.
holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service.
This is good. And can I be open without being y'all being offended? I don't know who wrote this, but your body is not easy, a really easy, reasonable service. A living sacrifice. I don't know. Maybe my body can be a living sacrifice, but my mind don't want to sacrifice my body. I like to be open. I like to be truthful, because when I go to heaven, he gonna at least know if I don't know, he gonna know I don't know. Even when you're older and your body cannot function, your mind don't want to give up on your body. Even when you overweight, you still think you can still do them steps. Your mind kind of screws your body up. So you got to renew your mind every day. You got to wake up in the morning and say, guess what, mind? We got to talk. This body recognizes that you keep on sending it down the wrong street because you can't remember the address. So we're going to have to write some stuff down to help you so I won't be worked out too much. Oh, I'm teaching better than you screaming. See, y'all, no. You better talk to you got to have a conversation with your mind every day. Mind, let me explain something to you. The last time you did that, your heart was beating real fast. And the reason why your heart is beating fast is because your mind told you could run it. You are having a battle with this body. This body ain't ready to run like that. Mind, this body needs to go to sleep at 9 o'clock. And you up here got me up on this phone, mind, got me up here texting, got me up here shopping on Insta, doing all this shopping late at night. This mind is messing this body up. Because when I wake up in the morning, the body is telling the mind, can you get me up? And the mind said, for what? You the one didn't want to go to sleep. I'm fine. So we got to learn how to separate the body from the mind, and the body going to have to always have a conversation with the mind that it's telling the mind what it can't do. Oh, I'm teaching better than that. Because the mind tells you to go do it, and the body gets beat up on it. But we don't want to separate the mind from the body. We try to make it one. I feel young. That's that mind lying to that body. Look in the mirror. Young ain't in there. The restless is in there. The young and the restless. It says and. You look like the restless right now. You ain't the young. The mind tells you, put a little makeup on. Throw that wig or that braids in your head or put that weave in. The mind says now you look 20 years younger. And the body says, stop lying to me. There's a pain in my back. A holler going up to the depths of my soul. Can I get an amen from somebody? So we got to understand that even though the body is a reasonable servant, it's reasonable. God is saying, but you got to understand that maybe the mind, the body, and the soul, it's like three people hanging out. At the end of the day, one of them is trying to be in charge. Maybe that's what it really is, but it doesn't look that way because we see one inside of a function of three individual things inside one person. But I think that what it is, it's like three people hanging out, and one going to the movies, and one wants to tell everybody what movie we're going to see. And the mind and the body says, okay, I'll go even though I saw it already. So we got to do something with it. That mind tells you to go bust the window, and the body says, but you know, I'm the one going to jail. You want me to go bust the window. You telling me to go bust the window, but I'm the one to go to jail. Is this making sense? Your mind tell you to do it, and the camera only identifies the body. And it is separate because that all those things separate in death. So maybe we need to do something today. Stop telling our mind, we've got to stop getting our mind to tell our body what to do. The body must have a voice. The body must have a standard, because the body is the thing that will determine what you are in the future. The body is the one that gets the reward or get the punishment.
Yes, very true, Pastor.
Your body can say ouch, and it's up to your mind to say it. Your mind can say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. You know, I need to go to the hospital. That's what your body says. The mind says, ain't nothing wrong with you. You need to go to a hospital. I'll give you a good example. The body says, I need to go to the bathroom. The mind said, ain't nothing wrong with you. You fine. You can hold it. The body says, man, I know I got to go. The mind says, you hold up. We doing something. The body says, okay, I told you I had to go. The mind said, don't play with me. Let's go. We're going to finish doing this. And then you got up and say, oh, the mind says, okay, body, go. And the body says, no, I already did. Don't need to go. I already did. And now the body says, now the mind tells the body, now clean it up. And the body says, why should I clean up? You the one had me wait. Do you see the concept? This is war among your members. This is fighting you. Because we don't want to see each other that separate. It really is separate. Even though it's connected into one body, it's separate. So you got to get in your maturity. The more you mature, you have not allowed your mind to have total rulership off the actions of your body. You're making your mind become one with your body. Now your mind literally cares about your body.
Yes.
That's when you say, I don't feel like sleeping, but I'm going to lay down. Because my mind cares about my body. That's when you say, I could eat this pig feet, but I know my pressure will go up. So my mind tells my body, I care about you, so I agree with you, we're not going to eat it. Ooh, I'm teaching this thing, but y'all ain't trying to help me. So you gotta understand that your body tells your mind, when you're mature, your body tells your mind, yes, she's fine, but you have a wife at home. And the body says, okay, so I won't get excited about something I'm not supposed to have. I'm going on home. So you're getting mad at the man or the woman's body, but your warfare is with their mind. The warfare. You want to slap his face, and the mind says, but I won't feel it. It's good stuff. And only when the mind feels what the body has done is when you say, I'm leaving the body and the mind realizes I'm now not being benefited off of her leave or he leaving me. So then the mind begins to cry out for the body. Don't leave me. Give me a chance. Let me explain what I'm going through. My mind. That's the only time it tells on itself. My mind was crazy. That's why when you get older, you can love a person for their mind because their body no longer functions.
Yes, very true.
But when you first met them, you were attracted only to their body
Yes,
because that's what the mind was always presenting.
yes, very good.
Amen. So let's I don't know how chapter 1 got me, 15:1 got me there, but I always, when I read this, it says it's a reasonable servant. And I'm like, if the body, it might be easy to present that body reasonable if I can get that mind right. And that's why that scripture, Jesus says, let this mind be in you. He didn't say let that body. The body is a slave. It's like a slave to your mind if you don't mature. Maybe that's why God doesn't need a body. So he won't have no war with his mind. Let's go to Romans 12:2. And
do not be conformed to this world.
do not accept what this world is offering you at the close of the year. Do not conform to the systems of this world. I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy because everybody's doing the same thing. You know, this. I'm gonna get in trouble. The holidays should be more. Because this is the season where all the more holidays than anything comes right about now. They back to back. They tight. It should be more about love than things. But the form of this world, you know, they just form you to great. I mean, you can't win. Check this out. You can't win. I'm looking at TV yesterday, and you know, when the smart TVs came out, they were like $5,000, $6,000, $8,000. Now you get a 20-inch, 50-inch smart TV for under a couple of $100. But they get on the news and say the smart TVs got cameras, they look into your house. I say, what the ham sandwich going on? So literally, you could be inside the house. They say they got smart TV. Yeah, okay, we'll go see if that's the person we're looking for by looking in your house. Then they got this thing called the little round thing. I got some too. Lexa, Christina, whatever her name is. And I got one in my house, and every now and then the light spins around. And I said, what does light spin around for? I didn't know that when the light spins around and you didn't call for it, it's gathering data. It's recording your home. So it listens to what you got on TV, what you play in radio, your phone. You on the phone, talking on the phone. The light spins and records your data. That's how it knows what you enjoy. That's why when you go to Amazon, watch this, Amazon now know what you were thinking, and it attracts you. Because the data that it got heard you say something, they record that data, and now you're on your Facebook page, and all this stuff shows up, because this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I like, what? I unplugged that bad boy. You don't be talking back to me when you talk to me when I want to speak. I unplugged that thing. The devil is a lie. You got all them words I be saying in my house. I don't want to be catched going out in the outside ministry. Like my mama say, some things stay at home. Lord have mercy. I mean, do you understand that we have embraced this stuff, formed to the world? We're not the land of the free anymore. We're being controlled by, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying that it became necessary. 3 kids jumped this lady, and the way they caught the kids was from a doorbell on somebody's door. The camera of a doorbell. The door, but do you understand how many conversations were recorded when you rang the doorbell and sat there with a friend and ran your mouth? Do you, listen, just listen. Y'all that's cheating on your spouse, don't stand in front of the doorbell. Don't be talking down the steps. Well, baby, I can't see you tomorrow. He's like, okay. And it was pre-recorded, and nobody pressed the record button. It recorded itself. So I just want to question somebody. What's going to happen when they tell you your phone is recording you every day? Now y'all going to lose your jobs. You're going to lose your marriage. Tell your neighbor, stay close together. So let's get some scripture. I'm just babbling. I'm babbling, scaring my own self now. I mean, how do they get the data? They have to record it. Your car is telling on you. Your car, if you go to a place enough, your navigation system will automatically record that information. And now they know you the one that love to go to Chick-fil-A. So your car be like, Chick-fil-A is 20 miles away. It's a Chick-fil-A right around the corner. Like, why are you telling me this? Why you use the word Chick-fil-A? It's the way it is. Let's keep reading. 3.
But be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Look at your neighbor and said, there's going to have to be some renewing. You cannot think that you have it right now. Some things are going to have to change to keep everybody connected. That's the truth. You got to renew your mind. You got to, when you first, there's some people, when you were 12, you couldn't stand, that today they can be your friend. There's some people that, that offended you because they did not know who you were, that today they can be the best person you can ever be around because now they know who you are. You can't get to a place where your mind tells your body, check this out, I'll hate them forever. I'll dislike them I will never trust them. Do you know there's some healthy relationships today that the mind say don't trust? It was not healthy when you see what makes things not healthy is because sometimes we show up too soon. There's some things we're late in, and there's some things we show up too early. And when we show up too early, we usually show up to somebody's relationship, somebody's life too early, and they're not prepared. They're not ready to go with you. You ever told somebody you would come and you came early, and you realized you had to sit out this side and wait for them? You know that wait seems like it's longer. And you're like, man, I told them. And then you look at your clock, you say, oh, I did tell them I'll be there 11, and now I got here 11:15. And you're like, but why are they not ready? They should be 15 minutes ready knowing I'm coming. And then you expect because you told them at 11 o'clock and you get there 15 minutes before 11, you expect because you tell them you're there, they should rush. Well, if you say not all the meeting, guess what? You're going to be left. But that's the mentality of how we consider other people. We don't consider other people valuable over us. We don't make them precious. We don't make them more significant over us. What would happen if Jesus didn't make us more significant over Jesus, over God, over His Son? God didn't make us more significant. Didn't make us more significant over His Son. It'd be a small world. Let's read.
That you may be proved what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
See, if you can get your body to submit to God and not submit to the way you think or your thinking, you will automatically create a perfect God's will in your life. Because the battle you have with sin is that you agree with it. That's it. That's it. It might not believe you might not believe it, but I've sinned before. And every time I sinned, my mind agreed with it. I followed it. I followed it out. There's very few sins I just fell into it. Don't get twisted. I ain't got no truck driver sin license. I ain't riding around with no big cavern of stuff. But whatever sin I've done, I agree with it. Now check this out. I agree with it even if my body didn't want to. You know, you walk down, you're in a building, you find a $50 bill. Your body wants to pick it up and say, whose $50 bill is it? Your mind say, put that $50 in your pocket and shut your mouth. Don't you walk away from that. Don't you turn that blessing upside down. Don't you turn that smile upside down to a frown. Now, small stuff like that, I mean, seriously, that's a mind thing. And then your body starts challenging you, and then your mind says, like, you just, if somebody lost it, there was no address on it. I mean, you make all kind of excuses to be free from the mind having repentance or guilt. So let's finish reading.
Verse 3, For I say through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
This is the part I wanted to get to. How can we get y'all in the last couple of weeks, closing of the year, to humble down? Because when you did not think that you better, and let me tell you something. I understand. I'm not saying I don't understand. My assignment is to try to expose stuff. Everybody we have a war with, we minimize them. Somebody you don't like, you minimize them. You don't like your boss, you minimize them. They trying to hurt me. They trying to destroy me. They trying to kill me. They just don't want to work with you. It ain't that deep. If someone is good at something and you think you can do it too, you minimize it. I'll give you an example. I'd say, man, Pastor Poole got the best. She can cook some candy yams. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Did you cook them candy yams? No. Oh, then I'm lying. And someone say, you haven't tasted my candy yams. Ain't nobody asked you about your candy yams. I'm going to bring you some tomorrow. I just ate candy yams. What I want some for tomorrow for? We got to get, our whispers tell us our character. We talk about people because we think. See, it's that mind. We think we're more highly than we ought to be. Now, keep in mind, the mind gathers information even though it doesn't gather experience. So the mind can really make you think you're something that you're not, but your body says, I know what you really is because I experienced you. See, it's a difference. Your body says, I experienced you, and your mind says, no, I got some things you ain't never experienced. And the body says, yeah, but it ain't real until I experience it. It ain't real until I said I've done it. And you act like you in charge. I'm in charge because I feel everything you go through. This is. So how can we get this? Because this minimizing yourself is really kind of like the tool that really is going to make us become crazy awesome as people, as family, as the body of Christ, and even as individuals. That now God can give us stuff that belong to other people, and he can trust us that we'll share it.
That's good. That's good. Yes.
See, that you don't think yourself highly than you are. You know, you cooking chicken, you cooking the chicken. You got a leg and a thigh, and you have to share one of those pieces. You fried the chicken, it's nice and hot, and you have to share one of those pieces with somebody. 90% of us will never give them what we enjoy. So if you like drumsticks, then you'll give them the thigh part. But we got to understand that we got to start giving people what they need and not what we don't want. Which simply means that now we have to be ready to let go what we wanted because we see somebody that needs it. It's a difference than a want than a need. You see somebody that needs your time, but we usually like to give people stuff that wants our time. Because normally a person that needs your time 90% of the time don't know that they need it until they spend time with you. See, men are that way with kids sometimes when they get to a certain age, when they get about 14, 15. Ooh, Jesus. We don't see that they need the time with us because we see them doing so much with everything else, and we like, ooh, good, we don't have to do it. But people that need that won't know they need it until you give it to them. And then you take them out, and y'all laughing and joking in the mall, and you spend that, and they just have the most greatest time, and you had the most greatest sacrifice because you didn't need the time.
Yes.
See, we didn't know we needed Jesus. So God had to make the greatest sacrifice so we realized that we needed, but he only lost time. I just messed this. I tore this sermon up. It's all messed up. Y'all, how many know that I ain't never preached a sermon? I only got 3 scriptures. Only went 3 lines. I'm done. I'm done. Time won't allow me to do any more. But I want us to understand that we have to balance our mind to not control our body the way it's doing, because our mind only knows the past. And you have to be taught the future. Your mind doesn't know your future. It knows other things about future, but it doesn't know your future. Your future has to be taught to your mind. And the way your mind gets taught to your future is that your body needs to dictate where your mind should go. Not your mind dictate where your body should go. How do we do that? We have to create individuality within ourselves. You have to know that you're a 3-part being. But you say that, but you live one part. You got to get to a place where you can surrender your mind to God and you still have control over your body.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And the reason why you know that you don't have mind control, that you have not surrendered your mind to God, is because you're still ruling your body. Hey, amen. Come on, put your hand together. Let's give God praise. I'm done. Praise God. See y'all on social media. I probably cut off already, but if not, bye. See you tonight. God bless you. I believe we got some nice sandwiches and chips there, and everything. I want to sow a seed into the ministry.